This there was that article showing you this bullshit. Like, oh yeah, okay, that sucks. Whatever, who cares?
I'm so shocked.
Let's see. As a part of our DC slate, some legacy development titles, including The New Gods and The Trench, will not be moving forward. Warner Bros. And DC said in a statement, "We thank our partners Ava DuVernay, Tom King, James Wan, and Peter Safran for their time and collaboration." And James Wan's like, "What? When did I work on that?" It's like with them on other DC stuff. What the fuck is that?
I don't what the that's the worst.
Me? Come on. It was a good thing I was on the last sentence. The projects were made in their skillful hands if they were to move forward in the future. Basically, they're saying, hey, we're not making that shit right now, but they still, come back to you if we want to go back there again, because we don't know what the fuck we're doing. The Trench, the Trench, meanwhile, has been a horror-tinged project spinning out of Aquaman, focused on the group of deadly amphibious creatures seen in the $1 billion grossing 2018 film. Noah Gardner and Aidan Fitzgerald had written a script, which Juan was developing, and a producer with a collaborator, Peter Safran. Juan, too, like, who gives a fuck? Like,
nobody cares.
Like, you're telling me, like, I would rather see a fucking movie about the Trench
than like an Aquaman 2 or something, or the Snyderverse restored?
Snyderverse restored. Yeah. No, I don't want that. I want the Trench, so I can learn about some characters that I don't really give a shit about, who couldn't even talk in Aquaman.
We're gonna watch a bunch of fucking mindless man-eating creatures for 2 hours.
The fucking the little minions in Mad Max Fury Road, the guys are all bald with the white. Like, they were more interesting than the fucking. But here's the thing. Okay, look, I will say this: in Aquaman, the trench scene is badass. I actually really love that. It's
one of the better scenes. Yeah, totally.
But I don't want to see a movie about them, because I don't understand what the fuck it would even be about.
Exactly.
And maybe that's just me, but
what about an Amazon spinoff? What about the Amazon versus the Atlantean Wars?
I would rather see the Amazons than I would the Trench. Fuck, I'm all fucking skipping over here. The Trench was going to be trash. Anthony, it was going to be trash. Garbage. We have to cancel Aquaman 2 because Aquaman was in. I know. If they were smart, they'd be like, "Hey, we're going to do Aquaman 2, but it's going to be based on what happens in after Zack Snyder Justice League."
It's weird. After watching Zack Snyder's Justice League, Aquaman like bumped down a couple points for me. Because don't get me wrong, there's a lot of great things in that. Like Patrick Wilson as Orm, I met him in real life. He's the shit in real life. He's an awesome dude.
Well, no, he's awesome.
No, he's a great dude. He actually lives like a town over from me, so it was really cool getting to meet him. But there's just things in that movie, like the jokes, a lot of them don't land. Some of the colors are a little too bright.
Oh, CGI for them so oversaturated.
CGI for the most part is good. Some parts are really wonky. The action and visuals though are like 10 out of 10.
You switch over to YouTube and you think I'm going to pull up your comments now, and I already did. But I agree with what you're saying, Ryan. And the part that really gets me is the scene when they're walking through Italy. That's the worst fucking scene in the movie. I remember when I watched that, I was like, dude, what?
I was watching a fucking Disney movie.
Yeah, I was like, what were you thinking? Fuck is this? What were you thinking with this scene? I mean, I started
eating roses, and then he ate a rose.
And then he ate a rose.
This is romantic. This is like fucking stupid.
I don't want to make her feel stupid, so I'll have one too. It's like, what? I was thinking, like, what am I fucking watching right now?
Or the amount of times they implied that they're gonna have a romantic. They kept like touching hands, or she like fell on top of him. They gaze each other. And then there's the 9th fucking surprise explosion in the movie that kickstarts another action sequence.
Dude, that scene, I swear to God, like, if you play that scene, you could probably play the fucking Little Mermaid song, you wanna kiss the girl. You could probably play that song over that scene, and it would fucking work. It's so, it was so cringe. I was like, dude, like, James Wan, like, when you were making this movie, did it ever occur to you, like, hey, you know what, this scene kind of sucks, maybe we should just get past this shit?
That makes you wonder, was that some of the Jeff Johns stuff, maybe? Because initially, Juan didn't. I don't think he wanted Manta in the film. He wanted it to be specifically about Orm. But I think John's forced him to have Manta. And don't get me wrong, Manta was cool. Some of his dialogue was really fucking cheesy. He sounded like he came out of a fucking He-Man
like
cartoon.
when he talks like out of the suit, he's like, yeah, I want Aquaman. Like I want to kill him. You know, he gets he talks like a normal dude.
He sounds so intense.
Yeah, but then when he puts on the Black Manta mask, he's like, I have Atlantean steel. You're like,
what the fuck?
What the fuck happened to you? Like why are you so dramatic?
He sounds like Skeletor on on steroids.
He sounds like fucking a theater actor in the park. You're just like, dude, what are you doing? Like,
yeah,
I almost wanted, like, in that scene, I wish he'd be like, dude, why are you talking that way for? He's like,
and don't get me wrong, like the Sicily fight is cool, but I wish there wasn't I wish there wasn't as much dialogue. Like I wish it was just straight action.
Actually, the action scene were like all the action scenes that he did in that movie were really good.
No, they're great.
When they're chasing Mera and he's fighting Black Manta, like the camera work, how it goes from one fight to the next is badass. And the music in the background, I actually thought that was a great song. It was just really, really cool. I was like, yeah, you could tell it. Like at one point, he started taking over. Like he took over on certain scenes. Like, yeah, I'm just gonna fucking do this.
I feel like Rupert Gregson Williams' soundtrack is kind of underrated because I think there's a lot of really good stuff in it. Like the synthesizers, I think really add something cool to like the movie, especially with like when you're in Atlantis, has a very Blade Runner type stuff.
Yeah, I spilled over my camera. That's it. Mara's hair was oh my god, it was like Little Mermaid. It was the little I was Ariel like Ariel all over that.
She looks, sounds, and acts 10 times better than Zack Snyder's Justice League. Her accent is fire. Her hair is like Lois Lane color, like regular ginger hair. Her crown is great. Her armor's awesome. Like
Barcy, I don't know about that because Hans Zimmer did.
I agree with Barcy. Barcy, that's a win. That's a win right there. That's a win.
You know, I actually thought that along with the actors' performances, I thought the soundtrack also saved Wonder Woman 84 for what it was. If it had a shitty soundtrack, the movie would have been a complete train wreck. I thought the soundtrack kind of supported a little bit. It was rough though.
What's up, Eddie Evolution? Hans was asleep halfway through that soundtrack recording. He was
like, what the fuck am I even doing here? Who conned me into this? Wow, I'm only here because Zach told me to come here.
Yeah, and Zach's like, I don't know, dude. Try to salvage whatever the fuck this movie is.
Okay, so Jason Momoa co-wrote the treatment for Aquaman 2. Do you think it could actually be some kind of connection to the Snyder Cut? I don't know. The fact that WB is so adamant about separating themselves from the Snyderverse, I think that it's not. You know, yeah, I'm always spitting on the mic. I'm just spitting over here. Yeah, big W. For the Aquaman soundtrack.
I hope James gets a little more creative freedom and he goes in a more darker route for Aquaman 2.
Africa cover with Mr. Worldwide, and that turned me up.
Dude, I swear to fucking God, when I was in the theater with my brother, and Africa is one of my favorite 80s songs. When Pitbull started to sing that, I literally sunk in my seat.
Yeah, like, I was just like, I was watching that, I was like, fuck, really?
The movie
like, we're gonna go there?
Went to a 0 for me. I kid you not. It almost went to a 0.
No, it sucked. That part, I remember that song. The parts that bothered me about Aquaman, I mean, there was a few, but a couple of them was that part when it had the Pitbull song, which I was like, well, why are we even playing this for? And then I hated the song that played while he was making the Black Manta suit.
Oh yeah, they started playing Depeche Mode.
Yeah, I was like, what are we doing here? Like, it just seemed
it's really, a great song. It just didn't go with that scene.
It didn't go with that. I was like, dude, why would you pick that song? I don't know. And then, of course, the worst scene. Yeah, exactly.
He's got he's pouring the fucking goo out and he's like touching it. It's some dirty.
It was just like, what are we doing here?
Oh my
Pitbull
God.
steals some of these songs. He does.
Yeah, Pitbull's trash. Geek Studios. He's trash.
Let me see. Dude, my fucking internet's skipping right now.
No, Geek Studios, he said, I hate Pitbull. I was like, same.
Yeah, he's trash,
Trash.
dude. Mr. Worldwide.
Yeah.
What's up, Arkham Gaming? Hi, how are you doing? I love Aquaman. It's my top favorite DC movie. I gave this top 10. You gave it a 10 out of 10. Jesus, Arkham Gaming. You gave it that's high praise.
Hey,
That's
Arkham, if you like it, man,
Aquaman.
if you like it, more power to you, man. More power to you.
I mean, 10 out of 10?
Does he look like a bitch?
I mean, come on.
Listen, if you like it, Arkham, more power to you, man.
Yeah, exactly.
If you like it, you like it.
Okay, so
just for us, we have different opinions.
yeah, we do. Okay.